Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. Leia had always needed to win, regardless of the circumstances. Even the smallest disagreement required her to deliver the final, cutting remark, one designed to strike cleanly and decisively. That night, frustration overtook her completely. Her voice grew sharp. Her thoughts raced ahead of her restraint, and before she could stop herself, the words escaped. "You talk too much for someone who's supposed to be a man. No wonder you never measure up." The instant the sentence left her lips, the room changed. It wasn't an outburst of rage or a shouting match. It was heavier than that. Marcus didn't yell. He didn't fire back. He simply went still, his jaw clenched, fingers tightening slightly, eyes darkened by something Leia couldn't immediately understand. It wasn't anger that restrained him. It was humiliation. Deep, exposed, and aching in a way she had never truly seen before. Without saying a word, he turned and walked away. Leia stood there in the quiet, bracing herself for the storm she had come to expect from him. But it never arrived. The silence stretched, sharp and unforgiving, carving deeper than any argument they had ever endured. That night, Marcus didn't come back to their bed. She told herself he might return while she slept, that by morning everything would slip back into place. But morning came, and his side of the bed was untouched. Anxiety knotted in her chest. She searched the house until she found him in the spare room, sitting stiffly on the edge of the mattress, eyes fixed on the floor. From the doorway, she tried to reach him. "Marcus." No answer. She asked why he was there, whether he was still upset, whether he would come back to the bed they shared. His gaze barely shifted. When he finally spoke, his voice was soft, brittle, and carried something far beyond anger. The days that followed settled into a painful routine. He avoided any room she entered, stayed silent when she spoke, pulled away from her touch. This was no longer a fight. It felt like the collapse of something essential. Leia tried everything. She cooked his favorite meals, left handwritten notes, attempted gentle jokes, reminders of better days. Nothing broke through. Then realization struck. She had always believed that conflict, even cruel conflict, meant passion and care still existed between them. But this emptiness was different. This silence wasn't distance. It was fracture. Marcus carried wounds long before her. As a teenager, whispers and ridicule followed him relentlessly. In high school, a cruel joke spread about him, staining his reputation and lingering like poison. He still remembered the vacant, detached look of the girl he once loved, as if he had never mattered at all. Adulthood added new scars. A former partner betrayed him, leaving him shattered once more. When he confronted her, she hadn't cried or pleaded. She had shrugged and spoken the words that haunted him for years. "You're not enough." From then on, Marcus built walls around his pain, convincing himself he was complete. Then Leia came into his life. With her, he felt moments of wholeness, believing the ghosts of his past had finally loosened their grip. Until that night, "You talk too much for a man. No wonder you fall short." One careless sentence dragged him back through every corridor of mockery and betrayal he had ever known. And this time, the wound came from the one person he trusted most. For the first time in their marriage, Marcus wondered if he could ever see Leia the same way again. Days blurred into weeks as he withdrew further. Leia chased him desperately. She apologized, reached out, laughed, pleaded, but every effort met the same hollow distance. Slowly, she began to understand. Some wounds don't heal with gestures. Some words, once spoken, possess the power to crack everything beneath them. One evening, she found him packing. His clothes were folded with care into a suitcase. Panic surged. "Are you leaving?" she whispered. He didn't look at her right away. He exhaled slowly, hands resting on the suitcase, then finally turned to face her. His voice was calm, steady, and painfully honest. "I don't know if I can move past this." Her chest tightened as tears spilled despite her pride. "I love you," she said, shaking. "I made a mistake. I wish I could take it back. Tell me what to do." For the first time in weeks, something flickered across his face. Not forgiveness, not relief, but hesitation. He spoke quietly. "You can't take it back, and I can't forget it." Her heart sank, but then he added, "Maybe I'm not ready to leave. Not yet." It wasn't a promise. It wasn't absolution, but it was enough for him to stay. That night, Marcus remained. The distance still existed. The scars were still there, and the work of repairing what had broken would take time. Leia learned then that love was not about winning or being right. It was about living with the wounds left behind, and sometimes that was all that could be done. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.